Hello, everybody. Our football fantasy back with the camera.
Yes, sir.
We are going to be getting into the breakdown of what has happened in the first round so far. The full draft is over, if I'm not mistaken.
Full draft is over.
And we obviously have our first round picks kind of slotted up here already, and we talked about that last podcast. So we want to go back, kind of give what we got right, what we got completely wrong, and then where we were kind of in the right area, but not exactly the right person. I think we're gonna break this up, half the draft, half the draft. So I'm gonna start off with the first 16 pick, and we'll get into it.
Where you going?
So
Start off.
no surprises. The Panthers don't move out, don't do anything crazy. They go and take Bryce Young, which we both predicted. Needing a quarterback to kind of build anything from this team that had slight momentum kind of going into this offseason. I think it's probably the best idea to pick the best player on the board. Why wouldn't you?
No, I don't disagree. It was just a debate on which quarterback did they want to go with. Him or CJ Stroud, honestly, were the top two. I am perfectly fine with them taking Bryce Young at the one. I feel like that's a great play by them. You need a quarterback, and they have names around him on the offense. They got Miles Sanders, Hayden Hurst. There are names.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I definitely think Bryce Young was a step above CJ Stroud, so I like this pick a little even better. I think he's going to do good things for them. Start immediately and get them at least on a better path. I don't know if the Panthers are going to go and be a Super Bowl contending team. They're definitely not. But
well, then what the hell do you do with Andy Dalton? You're saying you don't. You're starting Bryce Young, week one, day one.
Probably, yeah.
Or not Andy Dalton. You're not taking Andy Dalton and like riding him out a little bit.
No.
Interesting.
No, they took the first overall pick on this man. You're paying him an exuberant amount of money, probably semi-comparable to what you're paying Andy Dalton. So yeah,
I would. It's a fat bonus for getting picked number one.
Of course.
I still like the pick. It's the Panthers. Do you think that the outcome of the whole Bears and Panthers trade is even on both sides now, or is it still a full fleece from the Bears?
Fleece from the Bears? I don't think it's a fleece from the Bears. I think Bryce Young is a great talent that the Panthers got from this pick. I would say this definitely evens it out. I don't think it was a fleece necessarily. What makes you think that?
They got DJ Moore into first.
I guess. But they get the first overall pick.
They do get the first overall pick, but
I think that's pretty decent for the first overall pick.
Oh yeah, but DJ Moore is pretty decent too.
Yeah, I guess. Going down to the 2 spot. I'm gonna let you kind of talk about what you did there because it was an interesting situation. But CJ Stroud gets picked, second quarterback off the board at the second spot. Texans definitely needed a reliable player, and with them having the 12th pick, I believe. Yep. It also kind of made sense for them to go, proven quarterback and then maybe another offensive threat to kind of solidify that offense.
Yeah.
Which they ended up doing, but we'll get into that. They do go CJ Stroud here, and I got it right. What did you do, Kevin?
Great analysis. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, I did.
Excuse me. I did have Will Anderson going here, which
was wrong. Which was wrong.
It is wrong.
But that is green.
But if we slide also in the number 3,
I'm just standing up.
The number 3 overall pick, the Houston Texans trade back up with the Arizona Cardinals and take the number 3 overall pick, and they take Will Anderson Jr. So technically, I'm not wrong. They took him, and both of these could have been flip-flopped.
Yeah, but they didn't take him at the 2.
They did not take him at the 2. They took him at the 3.
Yeah, so that's wrong. But they did trade. They didn't trade out of the second, though.
What?
They didn't trade out of the second.
They traded their pick. They traded their number. No, the Cardinals did.
The Cardinals traded out of the 3rd.
That's what I said.
We're talking about the second pick.
I said if we moved in.
Okay. Okay.
You are correct that the number 2 spot, they did take CJ Stroud. Is CJ Stroud smart enough to play in the NFL? A great question. Did you see the score he got?
Yeah. I saw what Bryce Young got.
What did he get?
He got high. He got like we're talking the
Yeah,
Wonderlic.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Out of 100.
Yeah,
I believe he got like a 94.
yeah. Guess what CJ Stroud
I
got?
do not know.
An 18.
18.
18.
No, that's not ideal.
No.
That's not ideal.
And then the quote came out from him saying, why do I need to go to school and get grades? I just play football. So,
Nice. All right. Smart man.
you
Going
know,
to Houston. Makes sense.
he's going to Houston. I mean, if he knows how to play football, well, hey,
Yeah.
more power to him, but should be very interesting. They got names on there too that are ready for him.
They definitely do. They definitely do. The Texans are, I'm not gonna say an up and coming team by any means, but
I don't know
they
if they
are
can
on
get
the
worse.
uptrend.
They can't get worse. They're bad.
Well, yeah, they're the worst team in the league, and then now they're like the third worst team.
Who was the worst last year? Oh, the Bears were technically.
Yeah.
The Bears were the worst. That's so crazy. They were in like every single game, but they could not win it.
Yeah, Justin Fields is not like finishing.
No, that's true.
Um,
But would you compare CJ Stroud to Justin Fields? I'd say they're both more. No, CJ Stroud's a pocket passer. I'd say more than a running quarterback.
CJ Stroud,
So,
definitely more of a pocket passer. I would think at least what he did at Ohio State, put in a like really good system.
yeah.
He was a system quarterback and kind of led that team in a more field general type of way.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get an 18 on this test, it's a little tough.
It's a little tough. Do you like the pick of CJ Stroud? You obviously had the pick of CJ Stroud. Do you still agree with it at this point?
No,
No?
I don't like CJ Stroud that much in general. So, but the Texans needed a quarterback. He's probably the best option. I liked Anthony Richardson a lot, and we'll see that was obviously warranted. And if he was getting picked that high, I think the Texans should have taken him.
Going to the 3, I had the Arizona Cardinals taking a person here. I had them taking Jalen Carter, the defensive tackle / edge rusher.
Absolute beast.
From Georgia. I thought that they would have kept the pick, but evidently, as we alluded to, they do not.
No.
And they do take Will Anderson Jr. What is your opinions? That's technically wrong from you, but it's in the right order. Wrong team.
It is Will Anderson.
You had the Cardinals taking him.
Will Anderson will go third. And they went third.
Sure. The Houston Texans straight up, they're number 12 and a future 3, I think, or something like that, to get the number 3 pick, and they take Will Anderson. What's your opinion of them getting their duo here?
Well, this is a power move. I don't think CJ Anderson or CJ Stroud was the right quarterback, but hey, they go and get who they think their guy is. And Will Anderson is the best player that's not a quarterback on this board, for sure. Probably the best player on this board. So I don't hate it at all. He's going to go in there, play almost any defensive position that the Texans will really need extremely well, full force, and be productive.
Yeah.
What else could you ask for?
He's all around talent. They definitely needed an edge rusher.
Yeah.
They haven't had an edge rusher since JJ Watt. JJ Watt just retired after not being on their team for 3 years.
Yeah, they definitely need to replace that. I mean, it's extremely hard to do so, but if anyone's going to go do it, Will Anderson's going to be top of that.
I mean, their entire team needs were just defense. That's the entire defense right there.
Yeah.
D-line, safety, linebacker, edge, cornerback. There's no other position.
Yeah, no, you're 100%.
That's the entire positions of the defense.
Yes. Every level. We did allude to Anthony Richardson kind of being picked a little bit high here. And with the Colts being at 4, you had
with the top 5.
You had them take still in the top 5. You had them taking a quarterback. I had them taking a quarterback. That would have made it my 3rd quarterback going out and your 2nd.
Yeah.
And they go and take Anthony Richardson, which none of us saw. And I think this is awesome.
It's great shift change for their entire culture there.
This is what we wanted them to do, but we're all like, they probably won't.
Oh, yeah.
So I totally agree. I think this could be revolutionary for the Colts and help push them into where they think they should be, which is winning playoff games.
But yeah. They gotta evolve.
100%.
I think the team that kept going on that trend would be the Tennessee Titans, who do draft Will Levis in the second round.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing? Why he's doing this? Why waste it? He's the third overall in that team now.
Yeah, but he's another player that is exactly what they are used to.
Well, they tried Malik Willis last year.
It didn't work.
That was bad.
So then go back to what you're used to.
Fair enough. For Anthony Richardson's sake, great pick by the Colts. I think if they didn't take him, he might have fallen a bit here.
Very much.
It was either he was going to fall a
Well,
bit.
I don't know. He could have gone to the Raiders.
He could have gone to the Raiders. I don't know. I feel like they would be more inclined to not take him and just stick with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
But it was either him that was going to fall because everyone's like, the hype's not worth it, or they're not going to take Will Levis.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be Will Levis.
Oh, big rib Will Levis.
Yeah.
I mean, Mez was almost guaranteed to go top 10.
He thought he was going top 5.
Oh.
He was ready. He had
Can't expect anything in
the
this
whole
film, man.
whole fam around him for the entire draft. They kept showing him. He was that dude. You remember Lamar like 2 years ago?
It's a cold world. It's a cold world.
Remember?
At the 5 spot, we got Seattle picking, and they go out here and take Devin Witherspoon.
Mm-hmm.
I believe both of us had them taking
Tyree Wilson,
a defensive end in Tyree Wilson, who we thought would have been a great addition, but honestly, Devin Witherspoon, first corner off the board. I don't know if he deserved to go top 5, but he is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, physical player. Talked about him at length in our breakdown of the draft. He's going to go and, I mean, bring that Legion of Boom mentality that the Seahawks need to refine.
Yeah.
And yeah, it kind of fits their needs. And yeah.
I am intrigued that he made it to the top 5. I think I had him going 6. So not far off. I think you also, you had him at 10. Damn. I had him at 6. I didn't know if he was personally worth a top 5 talent. But
that's what
I would love to be proven wrong, personally.
I agree.
I'd be okay with that. Devin Witherspoon is a great corner.
He is.
He was dirty was he the Illinois?
Could have been, yeah.
I think it was Illinois. Large man. He's going to be in there. He's going to start no matter what. I like the pick. I don't know if he's worth the top 5.
I don't think he's worth the top 5 either. We can say that as many times as we want, but it is what it is. This was a very even draft, as we said before, and I definitely don't think a corner should have gone top 5, but we're done with that. He is going to be influential and play week 1 for the Seahawks. So it's not much more you can add. He's going to play week 1.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sure. How do you think this top 5 came out overall? We had 3 of the 5.
Interesting. I like Anthony Richardson being in there.
Yeah.
Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and Will Anderson were no-brainers in my opinion.
Yep.
I didn't see them not going outside of the top 5.
I think we had that before.
Anthony Richardson and Devin Witherspoon were ones that they weren't head scratchers, but they definitely like, oh, okay, I didn't expect that, but okay.
Mm-hmm. It's a slight reach.
I wouldn't even say a reach, just like not exactly what was expected.
Yeah, I got you.
Jalen Carter is definitely a name that was up there. Like, how did he fall?
The awful feeling.
Yeah, I feel like. I really feel like Tyree Wilson could have gone up there.
Mm-hmm.
Will Levis was a name that was supposed to be up there. So, I mean, shit, you could have had someone like Skoronski up there, and the 5 spot.
You're not wrong.
You know, just in terms of
the Cardinals actually stay down there,
drafts and such.
Yeah.
Sliding down to our 6th spot via trade.
Where
the Cardinals switch out with
the Dolphins.
No. Who did? No.
Go to the 12.
No, this is here. It's the Texans.
No. They traded back up to there. Go to the 12.
Titans.
Nope, one more down. 12. The Lions.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. It's so interesting. So the Cardinals go out here and take the first offensive lineman off of the board, which is very, very interesting. if we're not taking Skronsky, which we're not.
No, we're not.
They take Paris Johnson, the Ohio State
Yep.
blindside tackle,
Mhm.
who is a beast. Don't
Beast.
get me wrong, in any regard, complete savage. But yeah, they take him at 6, high payroll. I don't know if this is exactly the guy you want this high up in the draft. I feel like this might be a little bit of a reach.
Really?
I had Jalen Carter, who's still on the board,
Mm-hmm.
who really could have helped. This isn't the Detroit Lions, I understand, and that's who I had them picking, but had them picking for.
Yep.
But I definitely think. I mean, you thought they were taking Witherspoon.
I thought they were taking Witherspoon. I thought that would have been a great pick for
I
them.
was surprised that the Lions traded down. I don't hate it though.
That
They
the
got,
Lions traded down.
yeah, they got a guy they wanted, and we clearly know why now.
Yeah, we know why. Well, the later pick is a big surprise, honestly, to me. But I'm honestly
Well, it's not anymore.
the Lions pick.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh, you mean like over Bijan?
Yeah.
Well,
He didn't go
Bijan
over
went.
Bijan. It's just that he's in the first round.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I personally like the pick of Paris Johnson Jr. I don't think this is a reach. There's a reason that you take him over Peter Skronsky, and it's because Paris Johnson Jr. is a really good left tackle. He could be a very good left tackle, and he could be an excellent left tackle. Peter Skronsky can be a good to very good everywhere.
Sure.
Would you rather have 5 Marcus Smarts or one person actually specialized in each position? And Marcus Smart at one. You choose that.
Yeah, but this is one person.
And
I think they need the versatility of Skronsky, who plays every position at such a high level. He can go and be a top 5 left tackle. He can go be a top 5 left tackle.
I'd like to see it.
We will.
I'm personally fine, and I like the pick of Paris Johnson.
We will. Some team got to steal. Sliding down to where Tyree Wilson finally did go. The Raiders, who do not pick a quarterback because they have Jimmy G, as you said, going to take Tyree Wilson. Definitely somebody that's going to help their team. Max Crosby's been their most and only extremely efficient player on that defense. So now you line up Tyree Wilson next to him on the other side. I wouldn't want to play any Raiders defense. I don't know about you.
I mean, Tyree Wilson, we both had him at number, 5?
Yeah,
we both had him at Seattle.
Yeah.
So, honestly, it's a good steal by the Raiders. They could have picked a bunch of different players here. Peter Skronsky's a name there.
Yeah.
They needed a cornerback. You could take Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Safety, Ryan Branch. I mean, all these players are still there. And Jalen Carter's still on the board. Like, come on.
Well, yeah, but Tyree Wilson is probably the best talent on the board right
now. Jalen Carter.
It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up for sure. And if you're not looking for those off-the-field problems, I feel like Tyree Wilson's a better option.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
No?
I do like the pick of Tyree Wilson. Don't get me wrong. He's a freak athlete and can do many, many things for this team.
Yes, he's a bull.
And will do many, many things for this team. Right there. Yeah. 6'6", 275.
He's a beast. He's lean, too.
He's nice. This is definitely going to help that Raider defense.
Sliding down to the Falcons, we were talking about.
I knew they were going to
running backs getting picked and Bijan Robinson.
I knew it.
You know, both of us did not see this happening. Both of us went. Well, you traded out. I thought that the Falcons were going to take Luke Van Ness, which, after seeing what has happened, that was a bad idea. Regardless, the Falcons do go and pick up Bijan at the 8, which is the highest we've seen a running back in a while. For sure. Saquon was like 6 years ago now. 4, 5 at least.
This is the 5th year.
Okay, well, he was still. Was he taking top 5?
Oh, yeah. He was taking 3.
Still, Bijan at 8 is wild. Even when teams were taking Saquon 5 years ago, the running back position was still
2.
Okay. Even at 2, the running back position was a lot more coveted than it is right
Yes.
now.
Yeah, right now it's not.
Right now, it's not. So for a team to go and take Bijan at 8
8.
is crazy.
I mean, he's a freak talent.
He's a freak.
Freak talent.
But you're looking at this Falcons team, and they don't need a running back.
They don't not.
They now have Algier,
Yeah.
Cordell, and Bijan.
Bijan.
So okay, it's going to be a dirty run team, but let's see what this offensive line can do. I guess they're not exactly winning 7 games.
Well, that's why they're just trying to get the run game going.
Let alone get into the playoffs.
Well, if you can't throw the ball, be able to run the ball.
Sure.
Which arguably has not worked in the history of football. Because the Giants are trying that. How's that going, my guy?
Not too well.
I did have a strong inkling that the Falcons were going to take this pick.
Should have said something.
I wanted to give it to them because if there was a team that was going to be bold enough and arguably stupid enough, that was the word, to do it, definitely the Falcons. Either them or the Detroit Lions.
Flock of flame.
Thank you. Do I like the pick? Sure, why not? He's going to help them. Yeah, and then if you need to trade away one of the, you can trade Cordell for a nice 7.
Yeah, I guess. But Cordell's still nice. And you're gonna have to go pay Bijan
in 4 years.
And you're still gonna have to pay his rookie deal. His rookie deal is gonna be significantly more than if he was taken typically at the end of the first round or the beginning of the second.
It's still not a lot.
It's not crazy.
It's like 3 mil.
It's more than that. It's like 3-4 mil a year.
Yeah.
Against like 1 mil a year.
That is true.
It's $10 million at least right there. That's a lot.
It's the NFL, my guy.
That's money, man.
It is money. It is. Man. Yeah, go tell Jerry Jones that.
I will. I will.
We're just swimming.
I will.
In the dough.
At the 9 spot, we finally have Jalen Carter go.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles trade up to take the Jesus Christ, the Chicago Bears space. I thought they were going to take Skoronski. You thought they were going to take Christian Gonzalez, both of which were very reasonable answers. And they go and take Jalen Carter, which we didn't expect. Either of us didn't expect him to fall this far.
No.
Yeah, you had him at 3. I had him at 6.
Jalen Carter,
and he goes at 9.
The goddamn Eagles had a phenomenal draft.
The Eagles were chilling.
People were just falling to them, and the Eagles don't need anything.
The Eagles don't need a lot. They're just kind of collecting refined talent at this point.
So they're like, okay, we're not going to trade up. We might trade up 1 spot. Mm-hmm. We're not going to make giant leaps, and we're going to get the best talent. That's just not a quarterback. And it'll be great for us.
Well, you also look at who they're losing. Hargrave, who was key for their team last year, is gone. Kazir White, who also played a massive role.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Epps, Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all rather big names that they're going to have to fill these holes. And Jalen Carter can go in there right now
and do it
and fill Hargrave and Kazir White's arguable roles. And with them adding Rashad Penny, James Bradbury, Jason Kelsey, Fletcher Cox, I mean, they're essentially just patching leaks at this point.
It's
little leaks. Yeah. And let's go and make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we'll get to their second pick in the draft, which is also a phenomenal pick by them. But I am perfectly fine, and I like the Jalen Carter pick. I don't think they give a damn about his off-the-field stuff. They'll probably like it in Philly, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. That's a team that's not going to give a flying fudge.
No. I like it.
Mm-hmm. So with the Eagles moving up, that means that the Bears move down.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely know that the Bears have had a very interesting offseason already, picking up a few free agents, losing a few people. They go and take an offensive tackle here. You would expect Skoronski specifically, but other names, they take Darnell Wright.
They do take Darnell Wright.
Was the first head scratcher, in my opinion, of the top of the draft in general.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. They pick up defensive players, a guard in Nate Davis. They lost their tackle Riley Reef, who was a Pro Bowler last year.
Oh,
and David Montgomery.
Yeah, they don't.
So I can understand them grabbing a tackle. I just didn't think this was the man's. But hey, maybe you said something I'm not.
I don't disagree with what you're saying here. I don't see the reason. Again, it's the same kind of sentiment of um Paris Johnson Jr., where you know that this guy is very good at this position.
Mhm.
But I don't think that you would stretch over Peter Skronsky to get him.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think if Peter Skronsky had already gone and you're like, okay, these two people above me might try to trade up and get it, then I would do it.
Yeah, I agree with
But
that.
I would not leapfrog Peter Skronsky for him personally.
Yeah, I thought that was outrageous. And in them leapfrogging him, he goes in the next pick. So I think that's even more.
Yeah, that's even more reason why
I
the hell you
think
do
that's
it.
kind of ridiculous.
What's the Bears? They don't know what they're doing.
So that means the Titans at 11, who are full rebuild right now, Tannehill on the block, Derrick Henry on the block, no other assets to be heard of.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about who they lost, but you don't know any of those players. I don't know any of those players.
I'll bet Dillard.
I meant their signings.
Oh, yeah, that is their signings.
Yeah, well, they lost Robert Woods, which is L.
Nate Davis.
Course. David Long retired.
Nate Davis is a good guard.
He's not there anymore.
He's not there anymore.
So with the Titans fully rebuilding, they know that they're not going to be competitive this year. So why go grab someone like a quarterback or a centerpiece? You're just going to waste their contract. So they go and grab Peter Skoronsky, who did fall all the way to the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
And in actuality, I don't hate this at all because you're going to have Peter Skoronsky go in there, play the game of football, be mid, get a mid contract. And then once this team starts to regenerate a little bit, he's going to get re-signed on a mid deal.
Mid deal?
Yeah, because he's not going to be playing great because the team stinks.
But maybe what happens if he wants a fat deal because he's the best player?
Well, if he plays amazing, he plays amazing. But it's very hard to do so when you're an O lineman on a shitty team.
That's true. It's hard to be the dude that's changing the tides.
I don't. Yeah, big fact. So all I'm trying to say is I like this move. It's essentially all they could do, and with him falling to them, there's no way that they were not going to grab it.
No, they had to take him. Any kind of
no way
person that they had on their boards at this point, it was like they had just had like the top 15 of their board or whatever, and Peter Skronsky was far above and beyond the other people that were up there.
100%.
So it's okay. Gotta take Peter Skronsky.
100%. Going down to the 12 spot, the Lions traded. Who they traded? Texans. Dead. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
But the Lions trade up for the Texans 12 spot.
No, this is the Dolphins. This is the Cardinals. Because the Cardinals traded to the 12. And then they traded back.
Right. It's still okay.
Yes.
It's the Lions. The Lions are at 12. Lions are at 12. So with our new known information of DeAndre Swift being traded to the Eagles, it makes sense that they went and take Jahmyr Gibbs, the second running back, off of the board at the 12 spot, which that we haven't seen in a while at all.
No.
This
caught me on a blind side, honestly. Yes, they do lose Jamal Williams, and
they do too.
Yeah, they did pick up David Montgomery. That's a nice running back, and they draft Jahmyr Gibbs. That's a nice running back. But post draft, they trade away DeAndre Swift, which honestly is a great trade away because you got to pay David Montgomery jack shit.
Yeah,
you have to pay Jahmyr Gibbs whatever the hell the number 12 spot is.
Also,
and then you get rid of the DeAndre Swift contract. Great job.
Yeah, if you're looking to not pay him, I think DeAndre Swift was extremely effective for them. It just wasn't going to play.
Yeah.
But Jahmyr Gibbs comes in here with absolute freakish speed.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got David Montgomery, like you said. So 2 short, 1 power, 1 speed, but both elusive backs. It definitely could be interesting for Detroit, and they clearly have some momentum just based on the playoffs this year, which they haven't even been close in years past.
They were 9-8 last year.
Last year, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they just missed the playoffs.
Yeah, they did just.
Before that, they weren't even close.
Utterly no. When was the last time before last year that the
That's what I'm saying. It was
that they
literally
were above 500.
it was a while ago.
Was
Probably
it?
Barry Sanders times. A while ago.
Calvin Johnson had to make it on the playoffs one time. Ooh, I don't know if he did.
I don't believe so.
I don't think he did either.
Speaking of a team who hasn't been making the playoffs too much, well,
Not anymore in the future.
definitely not here. Green Bay finally takes Lucas Van Ness off the board. I was surprised he dropped this far. I don't think you rated him that highly.
I didn't know.
But I definitely saw him going in the top 10. Clearly did not. But Green Bay, I think, gets a little bit of a steal here. They lose Alan Lazard, they lose Jaron Reed, sure.
Aaron Rodgers.
Of course, Aaron Rodgers is the biggest one, but they're not going to go grab a quarterback here.
No.
I thought it'd be funny if they went and picked up a wide receiver. That they did not do.
They did the next round though.
Yeah, but it's still got to be that first round receiver.
Yeah.
I like it though. I like Lucas Van Ness is just a straight Malcolm Rodriguez run through a brick wall, dude.
You think Lucas Van Ness is?
Yeah.
I think the
yeah.
Who's the linebacker that the other team took?
Will
that Jack Campbell
is
that well, he's literally on the Lions with Malcolm Rodriguez.
There you go.
But I didn't watch that much film on Lucas Van Ness, so I could definitely.
I don't know why, but I did.
I didn't. I personally didn't think that the edge was the biggest thing that the Packers needed to fix.
Probably not.
So that's why I'm like, why would they take Lucas Van Ness? I understand that he can be a very good talent, and he may help the D line, but why?
I think he was the best. I don't like Christian Gonzalez, so I think he was the best defensive player that they could have taken at that space. I mean, I bet Nolan Smith probably has a better career than him.
Yeah, probably.
But
how Nolan Smith felt was fun.
Nolan Smith was. We'll talk about that in the second half.
Crazy.
That's how crazy that is.
We haven't even been saying what our picks are.
Yeah, we have. I've been saying them. I've been saying both of us.
What?
Yeah, I've been saying it.
Who do I have for the Packers?
For the Packers,
I had Broderick Jones.
Yeah.
When did I say that?
I just said it. Did I hear it?
No.
Yeah, well, we can run through the last four of each here. Well, we were talking about Darnell Wright, 10.
Yeah, 10.
I had Devin Witherspoon.
I had Nolan Smith because I had the Eagles.
See, that's crazy. I had Nolan Smith way later, but I do think he's an absolute savage.
Yes.
He just wasn't highly ranked.
No.
For the 11 space where Peter Skoronski went. God damn, for the 11 space, I had Paris Johnson, so I was on the right track.
You're on the right. Just follow.
What? Calvin put Will Levis.
I had Will Levis. Technically, they did pick Will Levis too.
This is wrong.
It's right.
This is literally incorrect.
How is it incorrect?
They didn't pick a quarterback at the 11.
They did pick Will Levis in the future, though.
They picked a freaking lineman.
I understand this, but in the future, they also picked Will Levis.
12 space.
Okay.
Where the Lions are picking. I had Quinton Johnson
to the
would have been the Texans.
Yes.
And you had Anthony Richardson, which would have been sick.
I thought that would have been a better matchup.
This is still not. What are you doing?
What? They took a quarterback.
They did not. They took a running back.
What? Well, I was saying the Houston Texans also
took a running back.
I'm just going by the team.
I'm going
by the team and the position that they picked.
You are
not the position that they're picking.
Wilding out here.
Not the position that they're picking.
You are wilding out here. So yeah, Jameer. Yeah, we talked about Jahmyr Gibbs, and then Luke Van Ness at the 13. I had the Green Bay Packers taking a receiver because I thought it would be funny. You had the Green Bay Packers taking Broderick Jones, who's an animal.
I thought that would have
been sweet. But that did not happen, even though we wanted it to.
Mm-hmm.
Broderick ended up going in the next pick to the Steelers at 14. This is
clowning by Bill Belichick right here.
Where I also picked Broderick in the same space, but it's somehow wrong because I had it going to the Patriots, which makes sense. And then you had our Patriots taking a receiver in the first round, which was even more funny to me.
No.
Yes.
I think the funniest thing is Bill Belichick clowning the Jets with this pick. because as you know, the Patriots did have the number 14 pick right before the Jets. And I did have the Jets taking. Where is it?
Darnell Wright.
Oh no, I had Green Bay Packers taking Broderick Jones. But at the time, Broderick Jones was the best tackle at the time. And the Jets were probably going to take him with the Patriots.
Sure.
So Bill's over here like,
You knew that.
let's spice this up a bit.
Yeah, Bill said, let me add a little bit.
Let's play a little bit of devil's advocate in here. And let's just give it to our biggest rival, one of our biggest rivals, the Steelers.
Patriots
podcast. And let the Steelers leapfrog the Jets and take the tackle.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was funny as hell.
Elite plays.
It's just Bill and Nike. They're just thinking of things.
Well, Nike's out here playing 4D chess. What are you going to do?
Well, you know how on the first day of the draft, you know how everyone's in the big room, in the draft room, and they all like shake hands after?
Sure.
Did you see anyone in the New England Patriots room besides Bill?
Not specific.
I don't remember seeing other people.
That's hilarious.
It's just Bill.
Well, a team that definitely has a large crew in their drafting room would be the New York Jets. Especially
Did we talk about Broderick now?
Yeah, we did. Roger to the East. He's big.
Okay, that's all I want to say. Sure.
It's
a great pick by the Steelers.
It is. It is. It's a fantastic.
They needed an old lineman.
It's a fantastic.
They needed an old lineman. And they didn't have to trade up that.
Roderick's really massive.
He's huge.
Athletic. So Jets, yes. Need a lot of things, not specifically, but I would say depth is the overall key.
Yeah.
Depth / stars.
Yes. I agree with those two.
And they go out and take Will McDonald, an edge rusher who I don't hate at all. I had the Jets taking a safety in Brian Branch. You with the Jets taking Darnell Wright. They could have gone so many ways with this pick that is kind of difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I like Will McDonald.
I personally don't agree with the Will McDonald pick.
The Jets come out here. Obviously, they get Aaron Rodgers this offseason. They end up picking up Alan Lazard to kind of appease that Aaron Rodgers situation. Solomon Thomas, a proven defensive lineman, and then Greg Zuerlein. Sure. But they lose James Robinson, their running back, and Nate Herbig, which was their starting guard, who actually hurts them a lot. Sheldon Rankins starting on their left side, and then Nathan Shepard starting on the right side. So you grab Will McDonald. Yes, he can definitely go in there and fill some holes for you.
On the defensive side.
Right.
Next to Quinnen Williams.
Yeah.
What's the point?
What do you mean? What's the point?
Why not draft something like a tackle?
I would have gone a line, but after seeing 3 linemen go now, I definitely understand the hesitation at 15.
I feel like this wasn't if you're at the point of we need this position the most, but it might not be the best player, trade down.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna use this pick for like the best player still in the draft, and the dude you want isn't the top player, trade down.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was gonna take Will McDonald.
I don't think anyone was gonna take Will McDonald. I definitely agree. And they would have been a lot smarter for them to, maybe go down to 18, maybe go down to 20.
Yeah, they could. 21. They could have definitely gone in by then.
They probably could have gone.
There was only, I think, like 3 to 5 people that we didn't get that were in this first round draft that we didn't have.
That's pretty good.
I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, on the back half of this mock draft, we'll see those 3 that we didn't get.
Mm-hmm. Jameer Gibbs was one.
I had Jameer Gibbs in mine.
You did not have Jameer Gibbs yet.
Perhaps not. What a beast.
Going to the now 16th pick in the draft, which is obviously the Washington Commanders.
Obviously.
They do pick Emmanuel Forbes. Who did you have them taking? You had them taking Deontay Banks.
Yes.
That's a fair assessment. He's another great corner in this draft.
And I still got it wrong.
You got yellow.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
Oh, I did.
You got yellow. Emmanuel Forbes, I think, is just a slightly better corner overall. Oh. Thank you. I thought he was the best positional player for the Commanders. And at that position, it seemed like a corner.
Over Christian Gonzalez.
I didn't think Christian Gonzalez was still going to be here.
Yeah, true. Fair enough.
And he's just fell and fell. And then Christian Gonzalez is here for the Commanders. And they're like, shit, we thought we were going to take Emmanuel Forbes this whole time.
And then they just did.
And then they just did.
And the Patriots were like, say less.
Here's what I bet. I'm perfectly fine with this pick by the Commanders. I think Emmanuel Forbes can definitely help out that defense over there, which was very much needing the cornerback position.
Yeah, especially after losing Cole Holcomb to the Bengals, somebody who was leading their team. Ioannidis is out of there too. This is a defense that was expected to be top 10.
Oh well, yeah, with Chase Young,
just with the whole team. I mean, they were expected to be a top 10 defense, and they've not achieved that the last 2 years. And
no,
hopefully, Emmanuel Forbes can lead them in the right direction.
I mean, they I think had a good amount of picks in this draft, so they could hopefully address many different positions here. But I like the quarterback pick, as I did.
I don't hate
taking a quarterback.
I definitely don't hate
you had to take a quarterback too. Going to now Patriots podcast. Hashtag Patriots podcast.
Patriots podcast.
We have the New England Patriots, who, as we talked about before, did trade out of the number 14 spot with the Steelers to come back to the number 17 spot.
This is something they did.
This is something that they did.
They did.
And with it, they could have taken Christian Gonzalez at the 14. He's still chilling there. But now let's just trade down and still get maybe the best corner in the entire draft. In my opinion.
Sure.
Because I think he is a fantastic player. He's the number 7 on CBS. Sure. 6'2", 201, 445. Big physical dude. He's gonna have a great time. Dude. Smart dude. I think Bill's gonna love him in the fucking cornerback room over there.
Yeah, especially with the Patriots going out, picking up Juju, picking up Jabril Peppers to be behind Christian Gonzalez. Grabbing James Robinson. I didn't realize they picked up Riley Reef.
That's kind of nice.
So this Patriots team,
scrappy.
Not a lot of expectations last year, and not a lot of great things last year. So with this clean slate we've been talking about, them picking up players that seem to fit into that system, I think Christian Gonzalez is going to be exactly that guy. You know what I mean?
That's going to be fantastic.
Well, we also lose John Jones, I believe, this offseason. JC Jackson, exactly.
Yep. Gilmore, if you want to keep going back.
And well, we definitely need more corners.
We definitely need a corner, and I had them taking a wide receiver just to make a little splash here, but with them taking Christian Gonzalez, I am very happy that they did this, and very okay with them taking a cornerback. This could be, in my opinion, the steal of the draft. Getting him at 17.
That's pretty sweet.
Which he could have gone 3 to the Cardinals. That's crazy.
Pretty sweet, and especially moving down so we can continue to get assets. We had other picks because of that. I love it.
It's Bill.
Totally agree.
It's Bill. Bill is just going to keep doing Bill things, and he's just smarter than everyone. He's still playing 4D chess while everyone else is over here playing checkers.
Bill's the greatest for a reason.
Going to 18, we have the Detroit Lions with their second pick in the first round.
In Italy. As
we know, in the first one, they took Jahmyr Gibbs, which was a shock to you and I.
Absolutely.
But here, they need a linebacker. They have, Blake Martinez that we've been talking about, who is
Malcolm Rodriguez.
Malcolm Rodriguez, thank you. Malcolm Rodriguez, who is a good linebacker. I don't think he can be great.
You don't think he can be great?
I don't think he can be great, just from like a size perspective.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know if I agree with that.
On the other hand,
sure,
they come out here and draft the best linebacker, Jack Campbell, who can be great.
Best pure linebacker.
Best pure middle linebacker. Like, he's not a Michael Parsons where he's going to go on the edge. No. This is a Bobby Wagner, Luke Kuechly, Devin White, any kind of these names. I am the middle linebacker, and you're not getting past me.
No, I hear you, and I definitely think Jack Campbell is gonna complement Malcolm a lot. I think with them losing some talented players, especially on the offensive side of the ball, it was very interesting to see them go defense even with the second pick. It makes that Jameer Gibbs pick make a little more sense. But Jack Campbell's a beast. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not mad that they go out and pick up definitely a top three linebacker, edge rusher
Yeah,
in this draft.
it's nice.
I don't hate it at all.
I don't hate it. And the
They're
line,
top five, top five.
they don't go wide receiver at all. Oh, no, I take that back. They got a running back, but they don't draft a quarterback. They don't draft a wide receiver. They just go linebacker here.
Yeah,
They get
I
a
like that.
they get a corner because they definitely need corners. I believe I had them taking another corner here.
Well, with the way the quarterbacks kind of shaped up this draft, you weren't taking one outside of like
Top five.
10.
Yeah.
If you're really serious, and then we'll talk about 19.
Yeah.
Or well, I mean, we'll talk about him Hooker a little later, but I think it would have been a bit jumping the gun
It would have been.
if they took a quarterback.
Um, at the going back the number 17 spot, this is where I had the Falcons trading in with the Steelers, so I had them taking Lucas Van Ness here.
Nice.
And then you had the Steelers taking Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah,
I believe Joey Porter Jr. made it out of the first round.
he did.
Well, technical first round.
I believe that. Yep.
And then
I thought he was a better talent than like Christian Gonzalez.
Wow.
So I was clearly wrong in other scouts' eyes.
we don't know all the information. Personally, we only work off a lot of it, but we're not NFL scouts.
Personally.
At 18, you had what, Julius Brents
At 18?
for the Lions?
Yes. Yep.
Is he
Exactly.
what is he?
He's a corner.
He's a corner? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had Dante Banks, another corner.
Yeah. I thought they would go secondary.
I thought they would go secondary.
It's fine. You lose Jeff Okuda. I thought they would go secondary. So
They did pick up
they picked up Emmanuel Mosley and Cam Sutton and Alex Alonso. So a lot of defensive help, but
I mean,
still
they do still draft another corner. I know that.
true.
But you could have gotten a nice corner. Granted, 3 corners just went off the board, I think.
Yeah, that might have hurt the
Christian Gonzalez
hurt the
and
confidence a little bit.
Emmanuel Forbes just got taken.
Yeah,
So
big jump down.
So go
after
next.
that.
Going to the number 19 spot here
Mhm.
with the Bucks. I had them taking Anton Harrison, and you had them taking.
I didn't take a quarterback.
Oh, you had them taking Hendon Hooker.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, Dan.
And did we?
That was an interesting take.
It's not correct. I mean, you lose Tom. Hey, I'm fine with them riding with Kyle Trask. I'm fine with that.
Sure.
I don't know if it's your best option.
No, they got Baker down there. Don't forget about Baker.
Yeah, it's just sure.
They do not take a quarterback.
They do not.
They don't even take an offensive player.
No.
They take Kalijah Cansey from Pittsburgh.
I don't hate this at all.
6 foot 280, not big, but wide. I don't hate it. I don't know why don't you take Brian Breeze? They're probably very comparable in that sense. But they're not going to take wide receiver.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, their secondary is pretty okay. Like they haven't lost a lot of players.
The
They
D line
re-signed
was
Jamal
getting
Reed.
the D line was getting old.
It is rather old. Which Shaq Barrett's still down there, Vita Vea is still down there. So
Yeah, Vita Vea is old.
Cansey he's not that old. He's around 30.
Sure.
Cansey can go and learn from these players and help the Bucks maintain at least a decent level of play.
They do take Elijah Cansey from Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
I don't hate it. I don't know if it was the best pick.
I agree. When we start getting down, especially past 20, hindsight's going to be 2020. So you would expect that most of these yes, this fits the system or fits what they need, maybe. But might not be the best player on the board or the best pick. I don't think this is too bad, though. I don't think this is too off the mark.
Okay. Going to number 21. Oh, 20. 20. We have the Seahawks, which I had them taking a receiver in Zay Flowers.
Hmm.
You had them taking a guard, I believe,
Yeah, he's tackle.
tackle, semantics.
Osiris.
Osiris Torrance, who made it out of the first round.
Yep, also true.
They end up taking the Ohio State wide receiver, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Honestly, great pick from the Seahawks here. I am a-okay with this. They needed a pure SWAT receiver to actually complement, so everyone's complemented on the offensive side. Could they have drafted some kind of defensive dude? Maybe. But I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I don't hate it. The fact that he fell this far down, I think, like, yeah, you go for him. They do have DK and they do have Tyler Lockett, but that is about it. We've talked about this last episode. We talked about this off camera. So it's hard. I for some reason I don't love it, but there's no reason for me to hate him. So I think that's about where I'm at. He's gonna help them. He's gonna help them in the slot, like you said. He's gonna give them a nice set of hands. Gino needs all the targets he can get, and this is arguably the best receiver in the draft. Not mine, but arguably. Right?
Yeah. How does this wide receiver class stack up that it took till the 20th pick to get a wide receiver off the board?
No, they're not as good. Straight up.
Really?
Yeah, they're not.
What was last year? Was last year Jamar Chase?
Last year was Devontae Smith.
No.
Yeah, the year before was Jamar Chase.
I thought last year was Jamar Chase.
Could have been both.
Could have been both.
Yeah, Jalen Waddle in there too. Yeah, I definitely think this doesn't stack up at least yet, but we haven't seen anybody play yet, so we can't say
that's true. I like the pick either way. Yes, none of their team needs are technically wide receiver.
Not anymore.
Touche. But I like the pick. And the Seahawks can't really do wrong right now for some reason.
Yeah, they're definitely on a good trajectory right now.
They can't.
A lot of good energy.
Yeah, full energy. Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
With that culture.
I mean, Gino's got it cooking. The team's not looking bad at all.
No. Going to number 21 with the Chargers now. You had them taking another wide receiver. You had them actually taking Zay Flowers.
I did.
I had them going tight end because they need a tight end. And taking Michael Mayer.
Excuse me. They essentially took a tight end.
They essentially took a big dude. Big dude.
Large dude.
Quentin Johnston from TCU, 6'4", 215. Dude, I think he's literally faster than Jackson Smith and Jigba, but the 40 times were the exact same.
Yeah, I definitely, in my opinion, when I was looking at the film, he seemed to have breakaway speed.
Yeah.
Jackson Smith did not. But that would just maybe Ohio State versus TCU's opponents.
Yeah.
Regardless, Quinn Johnston 6'4". Mans will go up and get you the ball.
Yeah.
He will also elude defenders.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty much, and he's going to run block. He's pretty much a complete receiver. Jackson Smith's a full grinded out guy. Like, yeah, he'll probably do a few more right things than Quentin, but Quentin's athleticness on top of him being a 5-star top recruit and like knowing what he's doing.
And
I think he's going to produce more.
If Keenan can just teach him how to football.
Mike Williams will still be around.
If he doesn't get hurt.
He won't have as much pressure, so maybe he won't be as hurt as much.
He hasn't had this much pressure at all.
Well, he's always had he's always been the second.
He'll still be the second. Do you think Quinn Johnson
won't? If Mike Williams doesn't play, he definitely won't.
I'm saying Keenan retires, is done, leaves.
Yeah.
Does Quinn become the first, or does Quentin Mike Williams? There you go. That's my point. I mean, the Chargers are reared and ready to go this season. They've literally lost no one.
Yeah.
And they only picked up, Eric Kendricks and Morgan Fox.
Yeah, a little decent.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
The Chargers still have the Charger curse, obviously, of they cannot win big games ever. And this has been going on.
That's not going to go away anytime soon unless Justin Herbert figures it out.
We said that about Philip Rivers for the longest time too.
He didn't figure it out.
He didn't figure it out. So he got his actual son, and then he's like, okay, time to retire.
Downwards, right.
He's like, I figured it out. I'm good now.
Sliding down to the 22nd spot.
He is.
The Ravens take a receiver as well. Zay Flowers, who I had in the last pick, but he goes to the Ravens. I think this is a sweet, sweet pick for the Ravens. You just signed Lamar to a fat deal, highest paid quarterback under 5 years. Zay Flowers is a straight burner with hands.
He knows how to run routes though.
Oh yeah. No, for sure. But he also is like 4.2 speed.
Oh yeah, no, he's fast.
So I think he's going to be essentially a hungrier Hollywood Brown.
That's what I was thinking.
And faster.
I feel like Hollywood Brown was just a straight burner, but I think Zay Flowers can actually run routes though.
He's also faster.
Yes, and I think he's quicker
than straight faster.
Okay, no, that's better too.
Yeah.
But I think he actually knows how to run routes effectively because he's essentially the same build as Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, very similar.
Very similar. So it's just what's that edge that you can bring to the team? Who'd you have? You had them taking Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
Which honestly, good pick. That would have been fine too. I honestly would have rather Jordan Addison because the Ravens for some reason don't like to pick tall receivers.
Yeah, they just have Mark Andrews. Like, we don't need any more tall receivers. Yeah.
They're like, oh, where are my receivers? They're either wide open, burning people, or tall Mark Andrews in the middle.
Mark Andrews.
Speaking of Jordan Anderson, he does go next. Jordan Addison, sorry. 4 wide receivers for the first time ever go in a row, but it took till the 20th spot for it to happen. But the Minnesota Vikings, of all people, take a wide receiver in Jordan Addison.
There we go.
From USC, 6 foot 175. He was definitely the fourth.
Yeah.
By far, definitely the fourth.
No, he's the fifth.
He's the fourth. Quentin Johnson, Jackson Smith, Zay Flowers. Those are 3.
Jackson Smith, Zay Flowers. Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah.
He's literally the fourth.
Yeah.
One, and I think in the tiers of player, he would probably be the fourth.
Yeah.
Who did I have?
I mean, they went straight up. They went in the line.
Oh, I had them taking Dijon here.
Yeah, they went straight in the line.
Yeah.
Essentially where they were ranked.
Exactly. Well, if there's always a wide receiver room. Oh, because last year it was Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson and all them. So Jamar Chase was 2 years ago. There you go.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Interesting. Damn, time flies.
Yeah, it does.
I had the Vikings taking Dijon Mustard.
Okay.
I still would have liked. Oh, Dijon wasn't there.
He was not.
So that's why. Then at this point, the Vikings can pick anything. Honestly, I would have gone defense then, because it's still a little struggling though, but short.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was looking at. I thought that Forbes would still be here, and I thought that they would go defense and kind of pick up a cornerback, try to shore that up a little bit more. Their defense has been lacking, but hey, to each their own. You're going to go with a wide receiver. That's wild, in my opinion. So,
you think it's wild that they go wide receiver?
Yeah.
Well, they do have Justin Jefferson, but there's no one after that.
Thielen? He's still on that.
No, he's not. He's on the Panthers.
He's not on the Panthers.
He's on the Panthers.
Okay, then what about the hell's his name?
This their second.
There's like a Smith something. I can't pull it right now.
I can visually see him, but I can't pull it.
Never look it up after the break. No. Sliding down to the 24th spot. The Giants via a trade with the Jaguars, getting to the 24th area. They obviously lose Nick Gates, which is not a big name considering how well they played and how many players they could have lost. They pick up Matt Breida, Bobby Okereke, who's been a nice linebacker for the Seahawks for a while. So they go out here and stay defense, and they end up picking up Deontay Banks. We had Deontay Banks a little higher, and I know I did. I don't know.
I don't think I had him in the first.
Interesting. But he does go. He goes to the Giants, and I don't hate this pick at all. I actually like it.
No, I am going to the Lions at 18.
Yeah. So Deontay Banks, he falls a little bit in both of our counts.
Yeah.
So cool. Giants go out here and make a play.
Yeah, I am perfectly fine with the New York Giants taking Deontay Banks, as we know in the future, they do take a wide receiver.
Yep.
And they do get a dirty wide receiver in that. So great job by the Giants. I think they actually needed a cornerback moderately a lot. So I'm okay with this Deontay Banks pick because their corners were getting a bit old. And they do get Jalen Hyatt in the future. So.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this was a finesse, and I think it's going to help their team a lot more than if they were to pick Hyatt here, pay him more, and then not get Deontay Banks.
I mean, the fact that they got Deontay Banks and Hyatt just makes it even more crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, this was hilarious. So with the 25th pick, the
Bills, right?
Oh, the 24th, it was the 24th was Jacksonville, but the Giants traded up. Yes.
What I said.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, so now we're going to the Bills.
The Bills who traded up from the Giants.
Yep, was the Giants' old pick.
What the hell did the Giants pick?
The Giants.
Oh, they didn't. They just needed out of it.
The Giants.
They
traded with the Jags.
Yes. So the Bills at 25 now. I had the Bills taking Drew Sanders, the linebacker, and you had the Bills taking.
I had at the 25. At the 25. I had the Bills. Yeah, I had the Bills taking Bijan.
Yeah,
I think their only real need is a actually consistent running back.
That's
really it.
You're not wrong.
That's really it.
Then what is the purpose of this pick?
I don't know. The purpose of this pick is if Dawson Knox gets hurt, we have another tight end. Or
like they just pay.
If we want to pay, like real tight end, 2 tight end sets where we're running the ball a lot, preserving Josh Allen a little more, or whatever, we can do that now with confidence. That's essentially what this pick
Don't get me wrong, I liked the pick. I don't know if they need it the most.
I think they should have gone Michael Mayer for sure.
Dalton Kincaid is a freak talent.
It's cool.
He is cool. And the Buffalo Bills utterly fuck over the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, they do screw the Cowboys.
Who were 1,000% going to take Dalton Kincaid. Yeah. As the Cowboys don't have a tight end. And they pick up like Brian Shoemaker in the 4th as their replacement tight end. It was weird.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on in terms of Michael Mayer and his draft stock. But the Dallas Cowboys clearly wanted no part of it because they just panic picked and grabbed up Maisie Smith, probably like the 6th D tackle.
What are you doing? That's a panic pick.
And that was a full panic pick. Full panic pick in the 1st round.
In the 1st round,
when you have a clear tight end talent that you could take if you want.
Take Miles Murphy. Why are you not taking Miles Murphy?
Any of these next one, this would have been a good pick. This would have been a good pick. Any of these.
Any of them.
Maybe not the 31st, but otherwise, So Maisie Smith, at least in my opinion, was the first full what just happened.
Yeah.
I'm not talking head scratcher. I'm going next level.
What are they thinking? D tackle, where the hell is he from?
Oh, good luck. I don't even know them. He's down there.
What's he? Not mistaken. Cowboys.
He's now on the Cowboys. Yes.
He's a
defensive tackle.
He's starting left defensive tackle now.
Gotta be.
Went to Michigan.
Gotta be. He's not bad. He's not bad.
He's not bad. He
played well. Michigan defense was good. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I watched a ton of Maisie Smith film.
Right there. He's the 5th D tackle. Brian Breeze is still on the board.
Yep.
Deta Mawa.
See, I like Thule a little better.
I'd probably take Thule too.
But whatever. Is what it is.
It is what it is.
On to the next.
At the 27, this is where the Jaguars slid back to.
Mm-hmm. Good fucking trade.
Slide.
Good trade.
In the 24, where the Jaguars originally were, I had them taking Anton Harrison. You had them originally taking Miles Murphy. Both would have been nice picks.
Indeedly.
They do end up taking the Anton Harrison.
I don't hate that.
I feel like that is a great pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That is a nice old lineman, and you got him pretty far down.
Yeah, Oklahoma's best lineman by far this year. Who was it? Who's their quarterback?
Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, Hendon Hooker.
Oh no, this is Tennessee.
No, this is Oklahoma.
I have no clue.
Doesn't matter. He played extremely well, and I would argue that he was better than Darnell Wright in my assessment. And he goes just outside of top 25 here, which I love. Jacksonville needs players to protect Trevor Lawrence and help ETN run the ball and not get hurt.
Yes.
This is going to be a thing that helps that happen.
Oh, they do lose Juwan Taylor.
Yep, that stinks.
They needed a lineman.
And Chris Manhurst is one of the best run blocking tight ends in the league.
That's true. I mean, they have
Evan Ingram.
Who can do
He's a
both,
pass catcher.
but Chris Manhurst
He's a pass catcher.
Chris Manhurst is the dude of run blocking tight end.
He's up there.
But I like the pick of Anton Harrison. That's a steal. That's a steal at 27 to get Anton Harrison.
I don't know if it's a steal. I think it's about right.
And they have 28, so
I think it's about right.
All right. 28. We have the Cincinnati Bengals, who I believe both of us had them going. Oh no, I take it back. Oh wait. Who did you have them taking? Oh,
Bengals.
We did have them both going defense, but we had secondary. Exactly. I had Brian Branch and you had Christian Gonzalez. They end up taking Miles Murphy. Honestly, great pick again because he just fell right to them. This dude should have been drafted higher. I mean, I had him like 2 picks higher, but he's nice. And he was the 20th overall, 6'5", 275.
Yeah, I'm surprised Miles Murphy got down this far. I'm not gonna lie. I think he has the potential to be a top 3 edge rusher.
Yeah.
In all of rookie football. Top 5 maybe in the league this year. I mean, he's a beast out of Clemson. 6'5", 275, like you're saying. I mean, animal, full animal. And he's
full animal.
Absolutely ripped. Especially with the Bengals. They have a lot of pieces moving this offseason. You need to be bringing in these large talent names. This is a player, maybe he doesn't work out for the team specifically, but he's going to produce. He is going to be somebody that you can flip later for some serious assets.
Who's the one dude that they have on the D-line right now? Can you pull that name? It's a white dude.
Oh my God.
It's Trey Hendrickson.
Oh, it's so sad.
They have Trey Hendrickson. He's great. He's their by far best pass rusher. Sam Hubbard is goodish.
Yeah, Sam Hubbard's good.
And then the other 2 are good hole fillers. But I'd say Miles Murphy can he might overtake Sam Hubbard's role, honestly.
He's definitely going to be helping, if not take over that.
If not, because they might just go to a 5 down. Like
they could change it up. That's another option. We'll have to see how influential he becomes, because he could definitely reshape this defense a little bit.
He could reshape it, and they'd also their whole thing of last year is their defense. Their corners just have to protect for so damn long because no one can get there if it's not Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult.
Who's getting there?
I mean, DJ Reader wasn't horrible.
BJ Hill
Logan Wilson actually had a couple sacks, but no, it wasn't.
No one's getting there.
It wasn't exactly a pass rushing team.
So Miles Murphy comes over here, falls down to you. You say thank you. You pick it up, and you move on.
Exactly.
Going down to 29 now. New Orleans Saints
did a similar thing.
I had them taking an edge rusher / D tackle. I had them taking Brian Breeze. You had Keon White. They go with what? Did I have it right? I did have it right. Hey. I was confused by it. It was right.
Yeah, what did you do?
I haven't taken Brian Breeze. You haven't taken Keon White. They do end up going with Brian Breeze. I think that I had it as the right pick. I think this is a great pick for them. They needed a young talent on the defensive side. They have no one on that D-line. No one.
D-line shot.
It's shot. They needed young talent. He's going to be a starter immediately on that D-line.
I fully agree with you. Let's just hear this. Edge rusher, Keaton Ellis, starter, gone. Shai Tuttle, starting interior D-lineman, gone. Marcus Davenport,
gone.
Edge rusher.
They lost Marcus Davenport too.
and they go and pick up Nathan Shepard and Keelan Saunders, who are both interior defensive linemen who are definitely going to help them.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But then you got Brian Breeze in here, and I mean, this dude's gonna be a beast.
They have him at
They have him at D tackle, but he can play both.
That's what
He's not gonna go out here and play lineman or linebacker for you.
Yeah,
but
I think he can start over Saunders, honestly.
yeah, he's going to be playing all over this line, and he's going to be working his ass off and being extremely influential for the Saints.
I mean, if he wants to, shed a couple pounds and go play edge a little bit and kick Carl Granderson out there, I wouldn't be opposed.
That's kind of the vibe I'm getting, especially with the Saints defense that has been exploiting teams on their mistakes. I feel like Brian Breeze is a player that complements that role very well.
There it's 6'5", 290.
Yeah, and
That's gotta be nice.
then we slide down to the Eagles.
Oh, it's a dirty pick.
Yeah, fantastic pick.
Yeah.
You have the Eagles taking Keely Ringo,
Clay.
Keely Jones. I mean Ringo.
Whoa.
Keely and Jack. So that would be a defensive end, right? Keely Ringo.
That's a quarterback.
Oh, quarterback. He went secondary. Interesting. All green. I don't know why.
They end up taking him to Suns.
The Eagles end up taking Nolan Smith, who somehow falls to the 30th.
I mean, I had that too.
Who I directly predicted. It's right there in writing.
Oh, damn. I had the. Who did I have them taking?
Team needs
I had them taking it.
Running backs, linebacker, wide receiver, cornerback, tight end. But when you have Nolan Smith on the board at 30, you take him. I'm surprised that the Saints weren't taking him over Brian Breeze. I'm surprised that Cincinnati didn't take him over Miles Murphy. Mm-hmm. But hey, the Eagles are like, we're at 30 and we're gonna get a potentially top 5 defensive player in this draft.
I mean, I had him at number 10. I thought they were going to take him with the first one, but they got the other Georgia D tackle.
Yeah, well, I just knew where they were going to go. I had that insider information.
I don't know how the Eagles did this. Their entire D line is Georgia.
Insider information. Georgia was sick this year.
They were sick last year too.
Also true.
Well, you know what Philly's like? Bets. Bring it over here.
Come on over. Atlanta, Philly. What's the difference?
I mean, Nolan Smith is going to be a dirty edge rusher for this Philadelphia Eagles team.
This is very true.
Do they need edge rushers? Maybe.
You lose Hargraves.
They don't have many.
You lose because you're white. I mean, it doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt at all. And he's going to be a very productive player. And edge rushers sell for so much.
Dude, it can't hurt.
It can't hurt.
And he's going to be nice with his other 3 teammates that he just played with for 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, we see the Chiefs go and do the exact same thing. Take another defensive end who could be influential in Felix Andyke Azuma.
Oh,
that's a name.
What the hell is it?
He's low.
Felix Andyke Uzama.
I switched my 31st pick. I originally thought I was going to have BJ Ojulari in here. CJ Ojulari's brother.
That's what I was thinking.
But he was not picked. Then I switched it to Anton Harrison because I thought he might drop. And that did not happen. So them taking Felix was perplexing for me.
This was the second question mark pick out of the entire first. I had them taking Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I forgot about the whole runs thing that happens in the NFL. That once the best one of that position goes, the rest of them flood.
People get nervous.
I forgot about that with the whole wide receiver thing, which is the most fragile of them.
Of course.
But the Felix pick, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I definitely would have, if you're looking edge, I definitely would have gone Keon White or BJ over him.
Yeah, I thought
100%.
I 100% would have gone.
100%. Even Derek Hall out of Auburn was nice. He didn't get picked up. That was crazy to me.
Who? Where you looking?
Derek Hall.
Oh, Derek Hall. Yeah.
I mean, Felix is out of Kansas State. Had a pretty good season.
I mean, they're all pretty close in the comparison.
No.
They're 10 spots off.
Look at the teams.
Oh, I understand that.
Like BJ's playing for LSU and he's their starting edge rusher and is very productive.
Mm-hmm.
Keon White's playing for Georgia Tech, who runs Georgia's system and is extremely productive. Derek Hall is playing for Auburn, a top 5 defensive team in the league. And then you got Felix coming out of Kansas State. And he's like comparable. I don't know.
I don't understand.
Maybe he's got a chip or some personality thing that the Chiefs are like, all right, bet.
They've definitely, actually had conversations with the boy that we have not had.
We have not.
We have not.
Definitely not.
He's a large dude. I
They
mean,
are all
I
large
didn't.
dudes.
Did you scout him?
No.
No. We will scout him when we get to the individual team draft picks.
Well, yes.
But does that wrap up our first round draft pick here, boy?
I think it does, my friend.
Was it
think
the
it does.
third year of the draft celebration?
Looks like it. This one was recorded live for you on beautiful pixelated television.
Mhm.
Yeah, you'll see it on the YouTubes.
Yes, we shall see you on Friday.